The private lives of celebrities must be protected. It should be the same for everyone, famous or not. These public figures have gained fame through their hard work and performances. What happens in their personal life should not be a concern for the public. So I said the private lives of celebrities. So when we talk about private life, we could also say personal life too. So that means what happens outside of work. So for example, if you're at a company and people are asking about if you're married or how many kids you have, those are your private or personal life matters. So in this case, the celebrities work, we see them on TV, but when they go home, that is their personal life or their private life. They're no longer working. And I said these public figures have gained fame through their hard work and performances. So when we define celebrities, we think mostly of professional athletes, singers, actors, but a public figure is just someone who is famous. Now, this person could be a politician, they could be an actor, they could be a YouTube star or a TikToker. It doesn't matter. Also, you can be a public figure if you don't want to be. For example, I know a woman, she was driving and she hit a dog. But this dog was Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton's dog. Now, this was before the internet, but if someone was driving and you hit the president's dog, your name's going to be in the newspaper. Now, you didn't want any of this to happen, but you are involuntarily a public figure, therefore a celebrity. So it can happen for anyone who is famous. And then finally, I said, what happens in their personal life should not be a concern for the public. So the public is kind of the opposite of the celebrity. The public is everyone, or the masses, or everyone who is watching TV. That is the public. So when we talk about the public, it means generally everyone in the world. What happens behind closed doors should not be anyone's business. This includes those who are famous. The public should respect the privacy of famous people. What celebrities do outside of work should not hinder their careers. So in the first part, I said, what happens behind closed doors? So what happens behind closed doors means if you are in your home or hotel room or a place that there are no cameras, you can kind of act and do whatever you want. So a lot of times, we judge people on what they do, where they work, who they're married to. But, we separate, where they work from their personal life. So we say behind closed doors. That means in someone's personal life. Also, we say in the privacy of your own home. So in America, we say, we don't care what you do behind closed doors or in the privacy of your own home, as long as you work hard and do your job. So we contrast and separate your personal life from professional life. Then I said the public should respect the privacy of famous people. So to respect the privacy means don't look into someone's private life. It can also mean don't ask personal questions. So, coming up, we have the New Year's holiday. And the New Year's holiday, people go home, and then the older people ask younger people, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? How much money do you make? They're not respecting their privacy. Just to respect someone's privacy is don't ask too many personal questions and don't look into someone's personal life. And finally, I said, what celebrities do outside of work should not hinder their careers. To hinder something means to slow down, to hurt, or to affect in a negative way. So, if people are worried about, a celebrity and who they're dating or what they do in their free time, that should not affect how they work or what TV show they're on or what album they're going to make. Living in the spotlight has its drawbacks. When you become a public figure, you forfeit your rights to privacy. This is the cost of becoming famous. So I say living in the spotlight has its drawbacks. So the spotlight is like a big light you would use in a theater or a concert. But when we say living in the spotlight, if you're in the spotlight, that usually means you're a famous celebrity or athlete or politician. That means people are watching you. And I said this has its drawbacks. Drawbacks are negatives. It's the opposite of positives. So the drawbacks are you don't have a private life. When you become a public figure, you forfeit your rights to privacy. So I said, if you become a public figure, you forfeit your rights. So in the United States, if you are defined as a public figure, that means people can parody you, mock you, say negative things about you, and you can't really sue them or do anything, because if you've chosen that, you give up your right to really have a private life, because people will always be paying attention to you, writing about you, blogging about you. So if you're defined as a public figure, you give up or you forfeit your rights to privacy. And I said, this is the cost of becoming famous. So usually you think of cost as how much something costs in money, but the cost of being famous it's more of a kind of emotional cost. Like, you don't have privacy. So it's not financial, but you give up a right to privacy. That's a cost of being famous. Nobody put a gun to the heads of celebrities to become famous. They chose this way of life. Celebrities understand that they will live under a microscope when they become famous. So first I said, nobody put a gun to the heads of celebrities. So to put a gun to someone's head means to force someone to do it. So sometimes I talk to people and they work in offices and they're like, oh, I'm a slave in this office. And I go, you're not a slave. Nobody put a gun to your head and told you to work here. You have a choice. You can leave anytime. You don't have to work here anymore. So celebrities, no one forced them to be celebrities. So in this case, you would say nobody put a gun to their head. No one forced them to do it. And then the second part, I said they will live under a microscope. So to live under a microscope means when a lot of people are watching you, or your boss is watching you, or your parents are watching you, or the media is watching you. So celebrities, wherever they go, especially now, someone has a camera on their phone, they can record them. Someone can snap a picture. The media could be following them. Somebody could say something. So they have to be very careful. So if you're living under a microscope, someone is watching everything you do. Thanks, guys, and thanks for listening. And if you want to learn English for your New Year's resolution, please contact me at MATTSSAM on Instagram. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.